Welcome back to the SKID factory, where hopefully today we'll get this V12 engine fired into life. We've just got a bit more welding to do on some intercooler pipes, and got to throw some oils and coolant in it. Check our fuel system, make sure it's not leaking, because you never try and start your engine if there's fuel pouring on the floor, do you? And then we'll get into ECU configuration and do a few changes, make sure everything's happy with that ECU, and see how we go.
Nathan.
Yo!
What are you doing in there?
Just trying to get some of this wiring away and mounting the shifter and just generally looking good.
Looks like you're doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, a little bit of that too. A little bit of that, yeah.
Previous episode saw the intercooler piping tacked up and fitted in place. All that's left to do is install the air temperature sensor bung, finish off the welds for the charge piping, and make up some intake pipes for the turbos.
Isn't it meant to be thick side up?
No, man. No, that's in the US. Here we go the other way. We have the thin side up.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's like a Coriolis effect.
Yeah. The toilet and the flushing and yeah.
Makes sense. Cool.
Cool.
I must say, that looks pretty bloody cool.
Yes, it does.
That looks freaking awesome. Windows on a Mac?
Yeah, you got to be like a computer wizard like me to be able to do it. Got all the intercooler pipes all welded up. It's all looking good. We made some temporary intake pipes because we're not real sure what that's going to look like at the end of the build yet. There might be some air boxes or something and some snorkels. That's up to Nathan. So we just put some filters on the end of the... I just repurposed the existing pipes that are on it and just knock something up that'll do for the moment. Just put a sensor in for the intake air temperature. That one was missing from when Nathan bought the engine. The coolant temperature sensor broke when we tried to take it out because they're not the greatest. So I've replaced both of those with just commonly available stuff. I just have to get into the ECU and just recalibrate those. And then I reckon we can try and start it. Unless you don't want... You just want to leave that till next time?
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I could just go home, see you in a couple of weeks.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys right with that?
No, I want to start this thing.
Why?
Because I know how wicked it sounds.
Because you're Gen Y and impatient, did you say?
Maybe because of that also.
Still fun.
You might have heard the pumps prime then. We've already used the low volume, low pressure pump to fill up the surge tank and had it all recirculating. That's a must. You need to do that if you've got a surge tank before you introduce the main pump or pumps. Otherwise, it can cause you issues. We've been through that before on a few other builds that we've used surge tanks on. So this has got a returnless system. So we've bled the rail as well, which doesn't take very much at all. Once you've got a bit of pressure built up, you just use whatever bleeding purpose you've got, and then you get a bit of a gush of air and then fuel in your eyeballs. So that's all done. So I just got to do that couple of things with the calibration, and then we'll try and fire it up.
That shifter wasn't there before either, was it?
No, mate. I installed that earlier while you guys were talking up front. 4 nut certs through the tunnel, M6 nuts and washers held it in place.
You love your stainless nuts and bolts, don't you?
Yes, I do. The best part about them is they'll react with the mild steel and they'll like rust into position and lock on. So
yeah.
I never have to worry about it.
And also, it'll strip the heads out of them because they're button heads.
Yeah, that's true.
Does it make the car more expensive now because?
But when you got a box of 100, you need to get busy.
Yeah, no, you can buy them for about $4 each, or you can buy them as a box of 100 for much cheaper. So
can you explain also why every single hole has been covered up with a bolt, even though it's not holding anything down?
Just for registration purposes, you can't have any holes from the outside world into the cabin, even though there's all this space above us.
I know it's not because of that purpose.
I just like stainless. Yeah.
Because of the mud wasps.
Oh yeah, sorry, and the mud wasps. Yeah, we live in the sticks, so the mud wasps will find any home, and any hole is a home for a mud wasp.
Bit like Woody.
Ho ho! Only on a Thursday.
Vicious. I reckon we're just about ready to go. Everything's culled in good, so we'll give it a try. I'll get the diag screen up and make sure everything's working. We've already cranked it over before anything was connected and got oil pressure. The pump in this thing is massive, as we showed you when we had the sump off. It's an enormous pump, so it took seconds to get oil pressure even with a brand new oil filter on it, so that's all good. So I reckon we'll give it a go, see what happens.
We're starting.
That's a good sign. Let's go again. Maybe just come around and give it a tiny bit of throttle. Yeah, dog. Why is it so quiet?
He's very quiet, eh?
It never used to be this quiet.
It's only this quiet. I think probably the catalytic converters and the mufflers and all the registration stuff.
Rego stuff.
Sorry. That's tighter than it used to be.
Got more stuff connected to it now. Fan hasn't started yet. I've got the water pump just set to turn on a general purpose output, so just above a certain temperature. So it hasn't reached that yet, so it's not on. So we're just got to keep an eye on that and make sure that switches on at the right time, and then we'll get some circulation. And it's got no thermostat, so it's not going to have problems bleeding or anything like that. We're just trying to, everything's just set up to be as simple as possible because that's what the vehicle is.
Nothing on the gauge works, on the temp thing works though.
No, it's not.
Got to be plugged in
The
yet.
can connections aren't done yet.
Wow. You going to give it some berries? Damn.
Not heating up real quick.
That's like more sooty than your patrol, dude.
You know what they say about soot, brah?
What's that?
Oh, I can't remember.
That'll be all the mud wasps evacuating as particulate matter.
That was revving to like 4,000 RPM. It
That was
just,
4,000.
just sounds like nothing.
RPM.
Oh, look who's starting to show up.
Bit quiet.
What do you think, Goody? Everything all good, Alan?
Yep. Start up, mate.
She's leaking power steering fluid too.
Yeah, it's probably just, it's just got too much in it.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Open it up a bit.
Always hot. Yeah. Switch her off.
All done.
Everything seems to be working okay. It definitely needs a tune. I don't know. Been a long time. It could have had someone fiddle with it. It's not running the way it should. So
How much power did this make before in that Liberty?
I don't really remember, but it wasn't much because the transmission was like on fire the whole time. But it did a mid 11. So
You stoked, Nathan?
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah?
I can't say that, can I?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, oh shit, yeah.
sweet.
What do you reckon? Sushi for lunch?
Let's do it.
Woody's shout.
No, I heard that it's your shout because we've done you a huge favour and we got the car done in time for...
Drag week? No. In time for Claw, the classic LandCruiser run. We go out every year as a club and do a wheeling event. This year I think it's at the Springs and it's in June, so this will be there.
You know how there's always that like deadline to beat and there's confrontation in the workshop and that kind of stuff?
Confrontation, I'm a nice guy.
I'd be throwing stuff around if the stuff wasn't my laptop.
So yeah, anyway, Woody's shout, let's go.
Let's go. What are your shout?
Hell no.
It's.
I own a KTM, I'm broke.
I know. Yeah, that's true. That. We got the engine running, and of course that means that we're 95% of the way, which means the last 5% will take the longest, as we know. There's a fair bit of stuff to do under the car still. We've got transmission shifter cables, we've got broken off wheel studs, shredded wheel studs, all sorts of just old car stuff. So it's not over yet, but it's always good to hear it running. It's always a good motivator.
I thought you weren't meant to rev it till 11 when you get it started, Alan.
That's a rule for other people, not for me.
Okay.
And I'm here.
And he said I could, and it's his. It's all good. We'll organise a tune, get Josh on the case. He loves this bloody ECUs, I don't know why. Anyway, we'll get onto it.
I don't think I've ever seen you so stoked, Alan.
You taking the piss?
No, I'm seriously, like you actually are genuinely stoked.
I'm always stoked when I get something going.
Yeah, but you're the kind of guy that you can't read. You're happy, but you look sad.
Multiple people have spent a lot of time on this, so it's always good to have a win. And that's part of what working on cars is about, achieving things and, having a win, because everyone likes to win.
Exactly right. You know what else is a win?
Having a KTM that doesn't break down.
No, when it's your shout for lunch. Don't rip you on my KTM, bro. You told me to buy that bike.
I didn't tell you to buy that one. I told you to buy one that wasn't junk.
Anyway.
Let's go. I need a Sapporo lemon squash. Thanks for watching.
What are you doing to my bike, homie?
I'm looking for the credit card slot.
Oh, that's over this side.
That's how you keep these things going, isn't it?
We got some parts delivered from Granger.
Granger from Golby's.
Yeah. Big bowls, apparently.
I don't own a parts shop. Yeah, I don't like to brag. Gravity takes its toll, bro. That's just how it is.
I asked for a speed sensor and he informed me to...
There better not be a friggin' spider or something in here.
What is that? What is that?
It's O-ring lube.
Oh,
Thanks, bro. Just put it on. Well, they give us wiring and everything.
yeah. Said they had the whole plug and everything. Oh, that's that glow in the dark O-ring lube.
Sick.
So you can work
Slimy.
with your eyes closed. Do you want to explain to the people what that actually is you're holding?
It's O-ring lube.
No, the wiring thing.
Oh, that. You'll need that.
Thanks, dude.
This is the speed sensor that we need for the Shorty, because it's just got a speedo, like a cable outlet, and we don't have no cable dash anymore. It's just got a electronic dash. So this here is what they used when they were going through the change between cable and electronic dashes, or they might have had both within the models around the late 80s, early 90s. So some of them had a cable hanging off there and others had this. So we're going to unscrew that and screw it onto our box, wire it up, and we'll have a speed signal, which is kind of required. You need to know how close to death you are when you're driving a V12 LandCruiser short wheelbase.
Always.
So thanks, Granger. Thanks, Golby.